Ha! I have you beat now. Ah. Oh no. My shit's all grown up. Oh God, please help me.
How's it, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla1964 coming back with yet another figure review. This time we will be reviewing Bandai Movie Monsters Series 2022 Showa Hedorah figure. Now for this review, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to call it a one-take review, because we're just going to go one straight take, one straight through, no cuts, no angle changes, nothing. We're just gonna go right through this review. Got two reasons for that. Reason one is because it's late and I really want to customize this guy. And reason two, it's something exciting to spice up the channel. So without further ado, let's get right into Hedorah's detail over here. So starting with Hedorah's face right here. I mean, it's pretty much the same all over the body with this goopy sort of thing going on in the front and the sides of his body. They look very nicely detailed, with all the drippage over here, and I especially love the drippage on the arms over here, which makes it look like he has some sort of loose, I guess, sleeve, especially on this side, like Victorian era coats, I guess you can say. And then not to mention the eyes, which are very, I'm gotta say, they look like the original Bandai Hedorah eyes, but they also look very different. And I can bring the other one over here to compare, because, I mean, yeah. I feel like this one's eyes, this figure's eyes over here is just strictly it has a little more, how do I put it, I guess mass to them, especially over here. The bumps are more pronounced, whereas the old figure over here, they seem more flat, those areas. But yeah. And then going down over here, like I said, droopage just all the way, the legs, the body, the arms. And this hand over here, I like how they have this little finger thing going on this side, and then over here you have the I guess you can say just this monstrous looking hand over here on this side. And then coming around to the back side of Hedorah, we have his sack, and his sack is very nicely detailed over here. And something missing from the old one that I noticed on this one is, if I can close up here, are these little bumps on the sack over here, which look really nice and are very nice little detail to add in. Then we have Hedorah's long tail over here, which is very nicely done, and it looks like it has a very different design from the original Showa Hedorah tail. If we bring it over here, where it tapers off more and it has more of a sharper look to it. And then we have the underside of his arms here, which are pretty much have this line texturing, which is the same on this arm and the tail under here, which look very nice, and is very reminiscent of, yet again, I'm gonna call back to this guy, the original Showa Hedorah figure. Even though this Hedorah figure's tail details may not be as pronounced, but there's definitely a little more detail going on over here with the tail and with the arms. And the underside of the feet over here just has the markings that all Bandai figures have. But yeah, that's pretty much it for detail. Going on to paint job though, I gotta say I prefer this one's paint job over the originals. Reason being because, one, the colors are brighter. And then two, they have this vinyl over here. It looks a lot better than what the original one had, where it was just straight up black vinyl, where it didn't really contrast well with the silver paint that they used for him. So with this, I guess, lighter black or like grayish vinyl that they used, it contrasts very well with this, and it is actually very reminiscent of the suit, gotta say. And then since we're over here already, the underside of the arms, I painted this very nice metallic yellow over here, which I like, and would have been nice to see on the underside of the tail, which I'm not sure if they actually have it on the tail, but it's just a thought. Like, you have it on the arms, would it actually be on the tail? If you guys happen to know, if you could let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm not sure. But you're gonna have that same yellow on the very top of the head over here. Even though looking at pictures of the original figure, which I can bring over here, yes, by the way, mine's is customized before I show anything. The yellow that they used, which it's faded on mine, it looks like it's flowed through the cracks, and it's pretty much follows the cracks over here, where on this figure it just kind of yeah, in this one area. I would have liked it if it followed this side and then down these paths over here, but I mean, that's just a small gripe with this figure, because the paint job for the eyes are very, very nice. For mine, it's pretty clean. Yeah. And then not to mention, there's this really nice crimson red paint over here, metallic as well, which I like compared to the original Showa Hedorah's kind of really mute pinkish red coloring that they used. So for me, in my opinion, the paint was a step up for this figure. Well, the paint that they used anyways, because when we come around to the back over here, again, you have this really nice metallic yellow and metallic red, but with the back over here for this figure, you will find that the paint application is much more better on this figure compared to this figure, where you have the, I guess, light greenish yellow hues going on the top over here, on the top of the neck over here as well, and on the sides of the tail over here, but you just don't get them on this figure, which sucks, because it would have been great to have, even though what we have right now is still really, really good on Bandai's part. So I don't mind. It's just a little gripe that I have with this figure, is the fact that they didn't do this. Oh, and then one thing I missed with detail is this little seam line going right down the back, where the back of the figure, the sack of the tail connects to this figure. There's this seam line right here that doesn't look all that nice, in my opinion, but it still works for me so long as I show it from the front. Because I mean, overall, this is a great figure, and it's just like two small things that I have gripes with, which is the back paint for the sack over here, and then this part connecting the body and the sack for Hedorah. Oh, but yeah. And then this is just an eyesore in and of itself. The fact that the red cuts off right here and it doesn't continue over here, which is pretty sad, because I would have really loved to have seen that metallic red come all the way over here. But I mean, for what we got and for the price that Hedorah's at, it's not something I mind all that much, to be honest. Yeah, it's really something I don't mind. Okay, going on to articulation though, this figure only has two, well, technically one, which is two halves, because both of his arms move. We just have to be careful not to scuff or, I guess, damage these things over here, because you do have to get past the leg over here to be able to move them. I mean, I'll say this, articulation for this guy is easier to move than the original Hedorah figure, so yeah, that's great. That's really good, actually. It's just it's hindered by just how the design of the Hedorah is in general, which I mean, I'm totally fine with it because I understand with the amount of detail put in this figure, which is a lot of detail. Some sacrifices had to be made, and that being the articulation, which I totally don't mind because I really like what they did with the figure over here, and over here. And if they make a Final Wars Hedorah figure, I know it's not going to be the same, but hopefully they can bring this amount of detail with it, because you gotta resculpt for this one. Now we're just waiting on the Final Wars Hedorah figure, just to complete the whole Hedorah collection. That and possibly a flying Hedorah and a crawling Hedorah. That's it. But if you do want the flying and crawling Hedorah, or the flying Hedorah at least, I believe YMSF might have them. But yeah. Okay, moving Hedorah to the back over there, let's do a size comparison. I'm gonna bring his one and only rival and foe over here. The Godzilla that was in the movie with him, Godzilla versus Hedorah. So size comparison, he definitely sizes a lot better than his original figure. Still quite a bit way short, but the matchup right here is still really good, even though he should be about maybe yay big. So like, I mean, if Hedorah was like a 7-inch figure, I think it would match very well with this figure, even though still, I think for me personally, it matches perfectly with this 6-inch Godzilla, 6-inch, oh, I can't speak tonight, Godzilla figure, along with this 6-inch Hedorah figure. So yeah, sizing for me goes very well. And I'm gonna go straight from sizing into comparison of the original Hedorah figure, which I know I've been pulling on and referencing like crazy in this review, and the original Bandai Hedorah figure from the I believe the memorial box. This may not be the one, but it is reminiscent of the sculpt that they used for that one. And yeah, I know he's dusty. I haven't taken him off the shelf in a while. I'm only really taking him off this shelf for this review. But doing a comparison of these guys, I mean, for me, there is not much contest when it comes down to it, because while paint might have been a lot better on this guy, the sculpt on this guy overall is a whole lot better, even though I wish they could have done something where they didn't have to. Oh well, now looking at this figure, there is a seam line if we look closely right there. This is the original Hedorah figure. There's a seam line. It's just on this one, it's not so clean. So overall sculpt is good on this one, but if the seam line if the seam line on this one would have been a lot more clean, would have been really sculpt, would have been 100% for me. Color wise, I prefer the application of this guy's color application of it, but I prefer this Hedorah's color scheme. Then we have the OG Hedorah, which, I mean, for what it was back then, it's really good. It was great. Sculpt, it's not movie accurate. You got the little tail over here. And then the paint is very retro style paint, I would say. Well, not retro, but like the way figures are painted back then to be stylized was really good. I will say the one winning part about this figure would be his eyes. How his eyes are just covered over this clear plastic, and it's kind of layered with each part, with the iris and the pupil and the back over there is just layered, and then there's just a clear plastic over top. For me, the eyes for this Hedorah figure, like if they took the eyes from this Hedorah figure, the sculpt for this figure, and the color application for this figure, I think you would have by far the perfect Hedorah figure. Just saying. Because all three of these guys have their own good quality about it. But I know altogether, if Bandai was to make a perfect Hedorah figure, they would take the height and the eyes from this one, sculpt from this one, and the color scheme and the color application from this one, and if they put it all together, I mean, just yeah. But overall, speaking solely about this Hedorah figure right here in front of us, I think he is by far the best Hedorah figure we might have out there from Bandai. And right now I believe it's on Hobby Link Japan for $20. It might still be out of stock, but I know I will say this: as soon as it comes into stock, I would say pick it up as soon as you can. If you're gonna go on eBay, I would say do not overpay for it. I would say maybe about $50 max if you're gonna get this guy. That including shipping, by the way. $50 with shipping included is what I mean. But I mean, yeah, overall, this is a really, really great figure. And I will say this: I'll get back to you guys with a custom review, just to showcase the before and after for this guy. Or if I don't, you guys can always check on my Instagram, Chanzela1964. It's pretty much the same thing, where you can see pics of this guy customized. And yeah, with that being said though, this is a really great figure. I recommend you guys 100% pick this up for the right price, of course. Like I always say, do not overpay for your figures. Please don't. But be sure to, if you like this video, be sure to like it down below. And if you like what you see on the channel, do be sure to subscribe. And with the help of the YouTube algorithm, please be sure to leave some comments down below. But yeah, if you do know, if the underside of the tail of your was actually colored on the original suit, if you could let me know in the comments below, because I gotta say, if Bandai could put this yellow on the underside of the tail and it wouldn't look so weird, I think that would be great. But if it was never something, then it just never was something. But yeah, with that being said, this has been Chanzela1964 saying until next time, peace.